Oh, okay. Welcome back. And been a bit busy with school and all that, but today I just wanted to have a short thing. I'm like on my walk home, and I just really want to talk about using clones as betas. So there's this thing where whenever we get a new Bally, you really want to take care of it, really want to do it. Especially me. Like when you spend like 200% the price of every Bally, right? You're gonna want to take care of it. So the entire premise of using a clone as a beta is really for the whole thing of like it costs less, it's cheap, it's not the actual thing, so you don't feel the loss in value for the amount that you spend. So like if I spend the grand to 2 grand in my currency on a authentic Matco, I'm not going to want to flip it on the road. But what I've noticed is because I'm at school all the time, I don't have as much time at home to flip. So I only really get to practice or enjoy flipping when I'm walking in the road. And this is terrible, right? So now I need to wash this whenever I get home and my hands. But yeah, the whole thing about it is that I have more time walking over hard surfaces, or more time over hard surfaces where I can't flip, but I can't get grass or my bed or anything a lot more of the time. I just thought if I spend $2,000 on something, I'm not really going to want it to get scuffed up and look ugly, but I'm going to enjoy it. So if I have something that flips about like 80% of what the actual thing flips like, and I don't care about its cosmetics, I don't care if it has tap or play or whatever, but being these on bushings, it's going to stay good for a long time. So the whole idea of using a clone as a beta is that you don't really care about what happens to it in the long run. All you really want to do is flip something that you enjoy, its profile or its build, but then you can flip it anywhere because you care less about it. And I get the whole thing of like, just buy cheaper Ballas for it. But even with cheaper Ballas, like my Oran, for most people, an Oran's a budget Ball song. For me, it still costs quite a bit, but I still baby that thing. I've like get panicked whenever it drops on whatever, because I'm like, no, it still costs me a lot of money. But then I'm like, okay, if I intend at some point to get an authentic version of every value that I own, right? Currently, if it's not authentic, because I do have authentics in my thing, but like if it's not authentic, get a like authentic version of it. And I wouldn't really want it to be scuffed and beat up, because it's my baby piece, it's beautiful, it costs a lot of money, and it's not easy to make money, right? And like people are like, oh, $500 and $1,000 and it's like, yeah, for your economy, but for my economy, that amount of money is a lot of money. So the whole thing now with the clone as a beater suggestion is, if you are someone who can afford like the authentic and you can't afford to beat it because you could restore it, or you could just have more than one, then yeah, sure, good on you. But for like people who kind of want to just enjoy it, the value that you own outside, then I really think having a clone as a beta really works out for that. So even now within my collection, I use this as a beta because I'm like, okay, it's channel, so it's less likely to like scuff and just have issues. But I think at the end of the day, to sum up this entire like suggestion, discussion, whatever, it's all about like a value for thing. I don't want to take a $2,000 thing and have it be scuffed up and damaged because I wanted to flip it. But then this would be like $300. I'm like, okay, I don't care as much if you're scuffed up and damaged, because you cost less, you flip close enough to the thing that I actually want to flip, and when I get home I could flip the actual one, enjoy it, anodize it, have it be pretty, be a display piece, and then the main flipper, so this is something like, oh, I have something to abuse, essentially something to just flip over concrete without a care. But yeah, that is the discussion of clones as beaters.